Maybe 1-2% more can join, and maybe I can be out of because here Wi-Fi not working. I'm using my mobile, so I make you both as co-host. So if I'm out, take care of the meeting. I will be back. Maybe sometimes it's fluctuating, sometimes it's leaving the connection. So we all are hosts. We can share things, and so exciting. Can anyone of you also make Blackboard use can what I'm saying? You can keep on typing. It's possible, no?
Yeah.
I have phone, so
You have sticky notes. Well, I have sticky notes, so I can type at the same time.
It's a very challenging task I have ever taken to explain time and using mind as an organ. Anyway, I will try my best. I put the transcript on. No, I think so.
Yeah.
So see, I decided you can write like if we study Tantra, the fundamental, we open to see the connection, the thread, the string, which is connecting any object to the heart, to the center. And finding this thread, wherever we look, we see periphery, where is the center? What's connecting? This way, also one studies Tantra. Another way is study how a system, a unit is functioning. Any system. And another way is study the principles, which is contraction and expansion process. In three ways, we study them. In yoga, very simple, impartial observer. That's it. not so much. Here, when we are entering, and then we enter into Tantra to know the fabric which our soul is covering itself into the fabric in which we find 5: time, space, attachment, art, and knowledge. Out of all these 5, we tried time, KAALI, which to understand it, I will say there are 5 meanings also to explore the time. In 5 ways we can explore. And one of the meaning is death. Another meaning is projection. Like projection of time. You can understand like this. Projection of time means at the time of life and deciding the time of death. A span of time being projected. So, and also it should be understood in Shabda way, Shabda, in sound. And also through the knowledge. And also to achieve something. So in 5 sense it's used, in which I will use 2 sense, the sense of projection, creating a region of time, warping the time, and creating the time and depth of any object you are looking, you are observing in that way, and also in the time of death. In the sense of 2 words I'm using, and to explain I'm using since system, food. Because just choosing one unit of experience in emotion is food. Means a food taken, eaten, and the process. One unit of experience and fundamental principles of Tantra, which we employ. We are not using deduction, analyzing, but to explain a situation, yes, we are going for induction method, experiencing the phenomenon, rather than objectively dividing and creating formulas. That's later when we go in the reason, projection of reason, then the interconnections of dimensions. Food. I am taking an example which is very famous. Almost everybody knows the story of Buddha. The last moment of Gautam, the name was Gautam, ego identity of a Gautam. The last moment when Gautam is transforming to Buddha, an enlightened incarnation. The last story is Sujata.
It's cutting a lot for me. I cannot hear you for some reason. Is it the same for you, Pavel?
Just one moment.
Yeah.
I just need to suffer a little bit of heat, resonance of the fan I was using. How is the sound now, Marvin?
Oh no, well, good now, but I couldn't hear you. There was no sound for some moment.
It's the resonance of the fan. So I'm taking an example using our mind to understand the phenomena of 12 forms of KAALI. Intelligence, I keep it. When it comes, you will see. When intelligence comes, it will be. Then ego comes, and then knowledge comes. Incident is one unit of experience. Sujata cooking food, kheer, to offer to her deity she has desired. When she cooked food and went there, she found Buddha is sitting there. She thought it's the God has just come to take the offer of the food. So she offers the food. Buddha eats it. When food finished, he is just sitting, watching the morning star. And as the star disappears, Buddha attained nirvana. A unit of experience in food. Here we can find all 12 very easily. That's why I choose this incident. If we give our example, we get confused. So I thought, let it be objective. And a story known to everyone. I don't need to concoct a story. It's there. And it's truth. All validated phenomena of experiencing a time zone where a food is sublimating a person's ego into nirvana. To make you understand this KAALI, you can understand only through love. It's a language of love. Don't go in shamanism and start doing exactly things. It is the language of love which talks in sacrifice, killing, dying, biting, no? Overpowering, too much vulnerability. This is the language. So if you understand the language, means a system opens. Any object means this object is love. In the form of food, or it can have any form which making sense to our sense organs. Traveling of an object, kheer, the rice pudding in a bowl, this is object, material. Immaterial was love behind it, which is offering to the divine. Buddha system opened up, took it. And then taking it in, leading towards nirvana. what happened in these 12 states. This experience traveled towards nirvana, the final sublimation. In the beginning, the first four Kaalis, Buddha sitting in Nirvikalpa state is not making any judgment. Food coming offered, he did not make a judgment. For 6 years continuously, he did not allow love to enter in his system. All the time, food coming, and he is there standing. I will eat only 2 grains or 3 grains or 5 grains, deciding there, not vulnerable, not allowing the food to come inside. So he was wrapped. Food has only to function on first and second layer. Blood Kali, Rakta Kali. He didn't allow the food to become the blood. Hungry, hungry, and hungry. Minimum blood to create. That day he did not. Allowed. Nirvikalpa state, second, it starts to assimilate into his system while he is eating. Rakta Kali. Becoming the part of flow. The rasa. The blood is the essence of rasa. Then he eat it. Third one. And then it was confirmed that yes, he eat the food. This was the fourth stage. Eating finished. Next, it will, from the senses, now the sanskara will move further. If it is out of love, because you know, the purpose of periphery is to protect the center. The purpose of sense is to protect the heart. Nothing enters to our core. It got interfered in the beginning. Because at the core can only enter love, nothing else. Nothing else will touch your heart except love, and nothing even has touched. Have a reflection of the whole past. You can say, yes, valuable moment of my life is somehow experienced love. Means it touched your heart. Means you touched the bliss. You felt yourself. You touch your soul. Anything else doesn't allow to go forward to the core. So here we say we are caught in samsara. This is micro level. If you see in a macro level, these 12 movements, the whole planet Earth, it's in the second stage. The whole humanity on this planet, the civilization, is on the second state. Rakta Kali, blood. And what we are experiencing, only blood. Because in the process, nobody is assimilating anyone, no understanding, no knowledge. At the name of religion or country or individuality or male and female, any division you make, but confirmation of the third, that I know the object, is not coming. Christians doesn't say I know Hindu, Hindu doesn't say I know Muslim, Muslim doesn't say all religions fighting, countries fighting. Russia want to prove America doesn't know what is USA. USA say you don't know who we are. Let's make you understand this. Russia says no, we don't understand. Do you understand who we are? Let's make you understand it. In order to understand each other and make each other understand, we are involved in the blood, Kali, Rakta Kali. second stage on micro level. Here we are in a macro level. Here we are in a micro level, studying not. So in this way, if you know the law, you can study whatever you like. In which time zone, which country is, in which 12th zone, where who is, which act belongs to which time zone, which dimensions. Second, third. So here it's called first, second, third, fourth. Object is taken in. Senses done. Now we have two instruments left: mind and intelligence. So once the rice pudding was eaten by Buddha, and it will follow the sequence further because it was out of love. So Buddha was fully vulnerable, allowing it to move forward. The fifth, KAALI, no? Yeah, KAALI is the first fourth. You know the object. So he knew this is key. This is the rice pudding I ate. Now movement forward in the mind. Mind has memory, sanskaras. So if you remain there, you can remain there with the instrument of knowledge. Mind will come to digest the whole impressions of it. You performed an act. Now impressions of performing that act, that experience, will become a conditioning, sanskaras. On the fifth stage, when it's touching the mind, mind has to keep it in its memory as an experience. If you don't allow any impressions, any sanskara to rise, means you killed it. Again, the language of love, you killed it. Same way you say, oh, you killed me, you are killing me in love. I am dying. So dying and killing is just the language here. The process of intake is love. And you can only experience through love. There are no other emotions will go through. If only in love, it will convert into gratitude, blessings, and that's where you are killing the impressions of the act. Mind is not allowing, not breeding any complexity, not allowing any sanskara to rise above, anything to repeat it further to understand it. If you have not understood first four, you will repeat it and keep on repeating in the same loop, either in the second state or third state or fourth state. You remain in the objective world. Here, you are turning to the subjective world through your instruments, which is mind and intelligence left in the middle. The act will be processed by mind and intelligence. The touching the mind, and you did not allow mind to create any conditionings, good, bad. Again, I want this pudding every day, I want to repeat. It's very good, very enjoying. You did not allow any sanskara to rise over the experience. Experience remains pure love intake. So you killed the impressions. This is a zone where all impressions coming, and the moment you are touching the mind, mind is not allowing any conditions to arise, any pattern to build up on the basis of this experience. Instrument of knowledge, mind. And then reconfirmation. Remember, in India, no? We have A, confirmation. E, again, reconfirmation. So last two stages was confirmation. And then fifth, recognize no sanskara. Again, confirmation. First was killing, now the pure death. Exactly no sanskaras is rising. Mrityu Kali, the death of the act. The act performed of eating, the impressions of this act is dying. No impressions are remaining inside. And then comes the seventh. Means object and the instrument of knowledge both start to die. Seventh stage, Bhadrakali. And eighth, also intelligence. And that intelligence will also die. Eighth, no impressions of instruments of knowledge was not coming as a barrier to distort the intake which was taken as love, token of love. It's not allowing any impressions. And then here, until 4 and 4, 8, we are done with intelligence. Now, ego, the final. All these impressions, our knowledge, experience, mind, everything, intelligence, all will go and disappear into where? Ego. I. Idea of I. All disappearing. Where? All possession dying. But where? In our ego system, ego. And then 9, 10, 11, 12 sublimations of this ego to nirvana or moksha or Parashakti, this Kali. This is the cremation ground. The final killing. The zone where nothing remains. So here you experience now the sublimation of ego begins. Ego will be killed. This language is like this. Ego will die or ego will be killed and die. Love language. Dying in love, killing in love. So 9, 10, 11, 12, now ego will start to disappear. All these 12 organs which we had will all go and merge into one ego from where it has come out. I, the idea of I, has given birth to 12 organs. This is pure ego. This is not psychological ego. This is real ego, pure ego. This is not the ego of yoga which we crystallize through asana, pranayama, mudra, bandhas, and crystallize the ego to perform an administration and control. This is not the psychological ego. This is real ego. You as a divine fragment traveling a course of nirvana. I. And then these impressions will touch the idea of I, the essence of I. It's like mind, you confront it, and this whole experience will go and touch the I as an essence. Final essence of I, like the essence of a flower. In this I, which is shining, which will shine, and all 12 is assimilated into this. You experience first time, you're glowing. Not a limited eye which you are having. An unlimited eye. First touch to this real, unlimited, essential eye you touch. Ego. And feel. And here, this was the Param Arth, means then KAALI. This is also my sadhana, which I used to do. And this is also sadhana of Aghoris, this Kali, 10th one, which is burning everything to ashes. So what we do in a sadhana course, like when somebody was being initiated by Buddha, he will say, go and sit and watch the bodies burning. Fire which is burning everything. So this is Aghori sadhana you can do, or you can do at your home, that you see your whole body burning to ashes. So this, when we start doing practices, it's a way of imaginary eye. We are creating an imaginary eye which is capable of burning everything to ashes. So this is the 10th state. Here, even if you are practicing these Aghora practices, watching an cremation ground where you see eye disappearing forever. The eye, you see, witnessing many eyes coming and disappearing, disappearing, disappearing. So that is the 11th one. Remember, this is Sankhya process. You remember that when an emanation comes from subtle to gross, gross starts to combine into the subtle, and subtle expands to gross. So here each Kali, each form will keep on merging into the subtler forms. No, like Indian point of view, multiverse system, Akasha element have all 4 elements into it. So earth, air, fire, water, all 4 elements will be imbued in Akasha. So here, ego will combine and include all its organs into one, and it starts to sublimate I. So 11th is where this trace of I will also be burning. Even you have carrying an I which was capable of burning everything, all your sanskaras. Through the help of that I, you burn all your sanskara, become pure. Now that I will also burn. That imaginary I, you started your journey in path, Khalagni Rudra, you started this journey on 11th. You can start from anywhere. Depends from where you can hold. So I started 11th. Directly 11th. Later, not before, later. But I started 11th directly. Because for me, it was suitable, easy. For me, was the most easiest was this, 11th. So here, this 11th will also die. It's an identity. Sakal, Rudrakal, Mahakal. Mahakal, the great ruler of the time. He will also die, will be devoured by this Kali we call Mahakal. Mahakal Kali, who eats the Mahakal. That Shakti who is eating the Mahakal, who is sitting on the final place to give you, allow you to become moksha, nirvana or not, just at the end. So this Kali, she will eat this Mahakal. love language, Bible. So Mahakal will be eaten by this Kali 11. And if you have following the path of Rudra, where you got the capability, the fire element, Siddhi, you can burn anything to ashes. That person will also be burned. 11. And then the last is Mahabharata or Chandakali's name is, and here she will eat all the 11s into herself. And then nothing remains. The I disappeared forever. And what remained is Buddha. In one act, early morning, sitting, eating kheer, and disappearing, watching a star, morning star, forever. So this is forever. Person died forever. Kali killed. All three, the object, the instrument of knowledge, and the subject itself fully disappeared. And Buddha did not talk after that. He said, I don't want to talk about it. If you want to experience it, and I'll show you the path. But if you want to talk about what's after that, so esoteric questions, he did not entertain. That's why I choose his story. That it's ending on 12. And that if she has to guide, Smashan Kali means if she is coming to guide you in your life and giving guidance, that means you are almost on the verge of last or second last or just disappearing anytime. This experience is called Smashan Barrow. No? Now I understand that in the beginning, I was initiated by her in the very beginning of my course of life. Now I'm beginning to understand. Like also you see Swami Ramkrishna Paramhans, when he was at the age of 7, he was walking through the field, where the rice field, and in this rainy season, a lot of white, we call it swan, no, not swan, cranes. The flock of white cranes will descend on the ground and eat. So when he was 7-year-old, he was walking somewhere in the ground, and these flocks were eating, like white flocks. And suddenly they flew. In that, awe-struck, he fell into samadhi. Because this Nirvikalpa, it was such a beauty that it struck him to the ground. So your experience into the death means she is guiding, and that is your almost last life. Death. So when Buddha also experiencing same old age, death. Sick person. So if you are turning, your mind is turning from an experience of something death. I experience while breaking the code, something you are not creating, you are breaking. Something is leaving out. Something is going away from you. In that, she comes and gives you her signal, her path. And then you experience the creative Kali later. Or you may begin with creative, the first one. Now I remember that this is the last one she was guiding since beginning till now. Leading you to the final death of ego, where ego will finish forever, guiding you, Mahakali. And this, if she will come 12th one, this will be your last life. you cannot come back in any kind of ego form. Nothing will remain. This is one perspective with food in micro. And if you can enlarge in macro, you can see anything. The evolution of Earth passing through the 12th phase, and I can see it has not entered even in the third one, after bloodshed, where it should enter. The cause of bloodshed will be digested, the third one. So you can calculate in macro. This is in micro, in small as a food system. I can also explain it in a projection system, where time will be divided into life and death and concrete intensity. This is through love we experiencing death and sublimation, and dying in love till the end, until we will never return. So out of this 12, you can see your own growth, in which time zone you are living, where you are capable of killing the impressions and where impressions taking over and you are not capable of killing them. And it's the samsara. So then you will be keep on churning from first to four, first to four, first to five, first to six, first to seven, first to eight. You keep on moving and moving until you create the cycle first to 12. So when these two meet, Srishti Kali and the death, both together, your journey completed. You don't need an ego identity anymore. You are going beyond. And neither you are seeking in future any kind of ego manifestation or identity. So this is non-dualism beyond. That we can make it an utilitarian point of view. We can filter down and see in small acts. In another yoga which you have studied, it is between para and pashyanti only. Bakri and madhyama is just an excuse. Could be anything. Instead of rice pudding, it's not rice pudding, it's not the star, it's not the moon, it's not the tree which is the cause. And that's why it's an unprecedented process. It will happen only one and never again. And the possibility of this in trillions, every second, millions of ordinary acts are happening. And each one carrying the potentiality to bring nirvana, moksha. That's why we say God is everywhere. It doesn't mean Jesus moving with cross. Neither Hanumanji moving with his gada, neither Ramji with his arrow, nor Krishna with flute sitting on every leaves and trees and playing. No. This is the law. God is everywhere in its finest form, omnipresence. And so, because of the omnipresence, he is omniscient. And so, because he is omnipresent, he is omnipotent. This God we are looking for.
And can we say that every act is bringing nirvana, maybe for a very, very small period of time, then it start again, Srishti Kali. So, and the practice is to choose the act, come to nirvana, and extend the nirvana period before it start again the the Srishti Kali become.
This is Tantra, depending on your capacity to live your life directly. Your capacity to live your life in an ordinary act, whether it's food or sex or any drive you can take. But if you take in a small act, suppose we take it in the food hunger drive, in Buddha case, hunger drive, which he had controlled fully before, ascetic. So he has a full control of his hunger drive. He let go first time. This time he let go of this hunger drive. And then this drive itself disappeared into where? Last Kali. So it one side Srishti, one side death. If you see in a macro level of horizon, there is a time of birth, the death will be created at the same time in a physical way. So if you want to understand the physical realm of life, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, or 100 years, we can apply the same law, but bring the destiny together. We have to hook on time with space. This will be studying time itself only, an experience. A unit of experience in time. We did not relate to destiny anywhere else. Just pure time itself, and it's 12 zones where ego starts to die, step by step. The senses, they die, then instruments of knowledge, mind dies, then intelligence dies, then all disappears into your final ego, and then this ego sublimates, finishes off. This is non-dualism beyond, means this example of Buddha is never going to come back. He lost all the impressions to form an ego identity and enjoy it in any way possible, be it spiritual or divine. He doesn't even have desire to come and liberate people. Not even that sense of ego. So all traces of ego disappear. You can see in your life as an individual where you are, which is your deity, from where you are returning back. From instrument of knowledge, mind, or even in the objective world. You cannot assimilate the object. You cannot kill the object. Object keeps on remaining alive, and mind from there pushing out. It doesn't allow it to into the heart inside. It remains outside. So this between 1 to 4, 1 to 3, 1 to 2, or you are living 1 to 12. Full life, the full awareness, complete system from 1 to 12. So each moment you are dying.
And dying?
Dying in love.
Dying, then stay in nirvana, and then rebirthing again.
No rebirthing here. No rebirthing here. If
no,
you
I
are
mean
no rebirthing. But if you are turning back from 1 to 5, yes, rebirthing. 1 to 6, rebirthing. 1 to 7, rebirthing. But 1 to 12, finished.
Finished, stay, and then
nobody talks. If you want to talk, you have to go in Vedanta and find the answer of Brahma, positive answer. We take the example of Buddha because there is no answer, no negative, no talk will happen. Finished. 4 is taken and finished. Nirvana happens. No discussion about what is God. The I disappeared and that's it.
Okay. There is a theory that
then there is a soul, Brahma, and a lot of things. Here, no, I took example of Buddha because not to discuss further.
And what is the role of that woman who prepared the rice for him?
Srishti Kali. Kali. Or you can say Shamshan Kali, either two polarities. It gave him a new life and it also killed him. So here they are not two. And now you have to understand a little bit broader concept on a micro level, big level. This was in micro level of an individual, big level of food. You understand the principle of food means there exists no wastage. A species, a stratum, a class of reality will produce garbage. This garbage must be food for somebody else. And that who is eating must create another garbage which should be food for somebody else. So there exists no wastage kind of phenomena in this world. So the law of conservation of energy. Because nothing is wasted. Each waste is the food for giving life to something else. Okay? Think about it. Now, here, life coming systically white hole. At the time, Samshan Kali black hole. And we are living in a multiverse, multidimensional universe where many dimensions are affecting each other, parallel existence and multiverse. So in one universe where we are existing, whatsoever we are eating is a vestige of some other universe. Think about it.
For me, came the image of yin yang, because black hole and white hole, it's moving.
They are converging into each other. So many dimensions. Here is one. Suppose this is my world between these two hands. Here. And then energy coming from here. So whatsoever is coming from here, and I am eating it, this universe, means this is a wastage. And then I am eating, and this, I am disappearing here in the black hole. So this black hole is taking me as a wastage.
Maybe it's not waste, it's a product.
Food for somewhere else, for somebody else. So this food cycle in multiverse, each universe is creating wastage, which it calls black hole. Then another universe calls it as a white hole because it's receiving it as a food and giving wastage. So this food cycle, that's what I choose, food cycle, to understand the food in a macro level. That whatever we are eating is a wastage of someone, and whatever we do waste is a food for some others.
Now I realize that in Ayurveda, there is very, very popular method of treatment is to put medicine, it's called vastu, not vastu. So to put medicine not in the mouth, to put medicine into the anus. And it's very good medicine because it changed the flow of food, flow of energy.
Yeah. So this is the food system. So here in India, if you study Vedas and Upanishad, they are puzzled. They give definition. Soul is not the food of anything. All foods except soul. Everything is a part of food system, recycling food system. So they come to India and say, no, soul is not dependent on any food. And soul is not the food of anybody, means it is not part of the food system.
Maybe it's come the idea of vegan and non-vegan. I mean, because the meat is not the waste until you kill it. So because the fruits and vegetables is the waste of plants, but the meat is not the waste. It's the meat produced by killing.
But it naturally dying.
In nature, it's another meat.
But if naturally dying is a part of the vestige. It has to, if naturally die means it has to be decomposed this way or that way. You made it decomposition very fast, within hours.
Soul
But
is the food for God, no?
So is India experiment a lot on food, making it a unit, and so a lot of drama about it. Any drive, food, hunger, thirst, and sex. Any three, you can make a unit and go into it in a way that you are killed. Ego means here, real ego. Ego will sublimate. If you find a way, this awareness and be, you can use time also, which is most difficult one. Difficult to difficult one is the time.
And can you say 12 Kalis by name, because with your discussion it's can you, because
Okay.
later I will put it in my notes.
Okay.
Well, I actually wanted to go through because I wrote every step. Maybe I can repeat it and you can confirm.
You have written this? You can share.
Yeah. Except the 9th, I think I didn't quite get it. But should I read it to you? I put first one. Should I read it to you, or should I just send it right now? Okay. Well,
Or you can send copy paste or read it, whatever.
Okay. Well, I'll copy paste on the chat what I wrote.
But chat will disappear after the.
Okay.
Maybe in WhatsApp group if you.
Yeah. I only have the 9th step. I didn't put, so I put first one is. Well, you can read it.
But better repeat because it will be easier.
Should I read it?
I put first state of observation without judgment. Second, consuming state, blood.
But what is the name? Name.
Oh,
First
yeah,
name
yeah.
is
Srishti
Kali.
First is the Srishti Kali, which is, you can say Srishti means, you can find the translation creative.
Creative.
Beginning of creation. She has the power to create the universe, is the Srishti Kali. Nirvikalpa, without any idea, without any knowledge, beyond all this, beginning. Second, in the process of knowing is the blood, Rakta. Third, the process of ascertain, yes, it is, yes, this is it. Sthiti Naskal, this is it. Then fourth, exactly this is it and not that. Fully certain knowledge of the object is Yam Kali. Yam means that deity who takes our prana away, Yam, taking out of the object body. He takes the prana out of the body. So here, objective world finish, and you take the essence out of it. You kill the object. You consume it, you eat it, and you are finished with it in the fourth one. You extracted this, and now mind will take it. The fifth one, mind and intelligence will come in the middle to process it. So if mind will die or mind will remain alive, depending how you are consuming it. If mind remains alive, it will throw you back to the same experience, go to the same drive again and learn. Go to your hunger, thirst, and sex and learn about it. Until you learn, you keep on moving. There is no, like, you can write a letter or something, but please consider myself extra special. So you keep on moving. This is your world. This we say, keep on living and dying. So you die, you even prana comes out and prana comes in. So you die, your prana is out and your prana is in. You never met this, you will never meet these 9 forms of Kali. And you will die and live for millions times. but you will never meet them. You will begin when you become ready to kill the mind, the impressions over the mind. Now this act will start making impressions over the mind, and you kill it, did not allow the impression. What you did, if it was out of love, so no impression, you start to become free from the object in love and gratitude.
Okay, so 5 is the samskara setting in.
Yeah, so now you started killing the sanskaras, impressions, which will happen over the mind and intelligence.
Oh, okay, so it's the start of killing the
You
samskara.
finished with sense organs, 10. In 4. In first 4, you are finished with your 10 organs, sense organs and motor organs. You know the object in experience. Now the instrument of knowledge will go down, will be processed in the mind. The impression. Like suppose we are studying now. When this will be finished, you sit, and what will remain in front of you? The impression. If you digest the whole impression, there will remain no confusion. Means you killed it. You did not allow to create more karmas out of it. It's not further breeding any karma. You understood the whole class and it's died. You are not even to think about me. Otherwise, you will think about the whole class until a sanskara is there and you are not allowing any sanskara to happen. There, the impressions, then you are sanghar kali. You are killing the impressions. No conditionings.
So that's 5, sanara kali.
5, yeah, mind.
You call sanara kali?
Sanghar. Sanghar means to kill. The language is like this. If again you move forward, then the death. Again, confirmation of this. Death. 6th step. Death kali.
No, the name of the 6 Kali.
Yeah, it's a death kali.
No, death.
Death.
But
D-E-A-T-H. Death. Mrityu.
Mrityu.
Mrityu means death.
Mrityu.
You die. Impression has to die and finished.
And 8.
So here, like.
No, that's 6, no? Death of the impression is 6.
7 is the mind. 8, 9 should be intelligence, no?
Yes, 7 Bhadra Kali, killing the mind.
Yeah, 6th, 5th, and 6th. Yeah, 7th and 8th. Now intelligence. No?
Yeah, 8 intelligence
you
dies.
Out of Mrityu, death of the mind fully, no impressions. No impressions, nothing. Pure energy moving forward, and this whole energy will be assimilated into Bhadrakali, 7th. This is intelligence will come here into play.
But Bhadra, what does Bhadra means?
Bhadra means very good. Good, auspicious. Intelligence. Finally, something nice here. So here in this Bhadrakali, all our 10 sense organs, motor organs, and 1 mind, 11, will start to disappear on this Bhadrakali. That's why it's a very good one. The last final sublimations. All 11 organs will be into intelligence. And what remained? Only intelligence, which has already eaten all 11. So the final joy, only intelligence and soul. Just 2 steps. And now this intelligence will disappear.
Like sattva feeling.
It's like final. In intelligence, mind, all your sense organs and motor organs, all has disappeared. You are not sensing anything except intelligence. So in your sense, nothing has left, just pure intelligence, nothing else you can sense. All has died. all has died, just remain the intelligence only. And then this will also disappear into your ego. I, in the idea of I. Here is a little bit different, no? This is not Sankhya, where intelligence is breeding ego, is Tantra. So don't go for analytics. It will change here. Here, intelligence, ego is equated with soul. So ego at the last identity, last it will remain. Ego and soul only remain. It's 9, 10, 11, 12. Only ego and soul. Here, intelligence. So intelligence is there and it's eating subject, object, and the instrument of object, both.
So Bhattrakali is number, which
Seven.
number is
So
7? Eight?
Seventh.
8 and 8?
It's a very good space only to live with intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Bhattrakali. And not being,
Mm-hmm.
you're not needed to get involved in your sense organs. So Bhattrakali is very nice. And then after, Martandakali.
8. Martanda.
Where intelligence, the last and confirmation, intelligence. After that, this is the, after that now, intelligence, all will disappear into ego, and ego will sublimate in 1911. Only ego and soul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now 9, what is the name of 9?
Ninth is Martand.
Ah, Martanda. What was 8? I thought 8 was Martanda.
Martand means mind, intelligence, all 12 will become, disappear into one.
Mm-hmm.
Martand. All organs will become one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Martanda Kali is 9 and 8. What was 8 then?
Call it 12 sun, no? It's 12 sun. All 12 organs is called 12 sun. Here we are done until intelligence. Now all will disappear into ego, and ego will disappear into whatever, into soul. And what remains? Nothing. You want to go for 9, 10, 11, 12?
Yes, of course. Yes.
So Martanda Kali is number 8 or number 9?
8.
8. Oh, okay.
8.
That's
4
all.
8.
All 12 organs become
All 12
one.
disappears. And
Okay.
you get only sense of this Martandakali. So you can also make it a ist. You do everything, eating, dreaming, sleeping, and nothing remains in you. Then you say, this is my Martand. Only this intelligence. Like even all disappear, 12 organs into one. So what you are having, just a sense of I. Only a sense of I. Lifestyle based only with a sense of I. Acting, no? With just a sense of I. But we are not falling below, we are going beyond. We are not falling below the mind, not falling below the senses and become an animal. Or worse than animal. We are going beyond towards the essence. So here is now the sublimation of ego. 4. All 12 disappeared in ego, and now ego will start to disappear. Param Arth means the final, the great essence. Mind. The great final essence. And then 10th, one who was healing.
9 para atom. Kali.
Paramark.
Yes.
Paramark.
Param.
Paramark. Paramark, if you type, or write Paramark. Yeah.
So 9 is the start of the sublimation.
Yeah, here I will start to die. This I will disappear, which has devoured all these 12 and come the sense, everything finished. I don't have intelligence, no mind, I cannot sense senses, but there is still a sense of I. And that dies in 9th. The great essence, the final essence of I you are holding on to, that finishes in 9th. And in 10th, you fully established in the knower. You are knowing it, the knowledge. The final essential knowledge begins with 8th finished. Ego, 9th. No, 10th. Very difficult with 9, 10, 9, 10. I will study it first, 5th, 9th, and 12th. That's it. Otherwise, very confusing.
Right,
Too
yeah.
much division.
But
Because you said
the name of 10, the name of tens.
10th is Kalagni. Kala means death and Agni means fire.
So the ego start to fire, to
Yeah,
burn.
Kalagni Rudrakali is called that which she can burn anything to ashes. Any
So
object.
it's not the diluting, it's the burning. It start
Yeah,
burning.
it's burning. Yeah, finishing off.
Mm-hmm.
you said burn everything to ashes through an
Yeah, just
imaginary
like you
eye.
see in Begyan Bharatantra, we did a technique. You remember?
Yes, I remember.
That's the evoked. This
Phoenix.
Kalagni Rudrakali. She's the deity of that technique. Kalagni.
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Yeah. That's where, yeah, people die and reborn. Yeah. 10th. And 11th is Mahakal, which is the final ring pass knot of if you want to escape from this universe to another universe, you have to give everything back. If any trace of ego, that Mahakal blocks it, doesn't allow you to cross through. Moksha, Nirvana, not be here, finish it off. And that will be devoured also. That will be eaten. So this man who is taking point and keeping an eye for us that who can attain moksha or not moksha, that man will be eaten. So this Mahakal will be eaten. So it's called Mahakal. She will eat the Mahakal also, and finally comes to her real form, what she is, shining. The 12th one, black hole, where everything dying and appearing again from the white hole, creative power.
This is Shmashankal, yes?
Shmashanka, cremation.
End of the time.
End of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mahabhairav, Ghor Chandakali. Mahabhairav, they are giving me Mahabhairav, Ghor Chandakali. No, Shamshan Kali was already here. Yeah, Mahakal Kali is already Shamshan. This is the last one, which is carrying all 11 into one. And this is the first one, she is carrying all 11 into her. They are converging into each other. And then many, many multiple universes with this food system, if you want to understand, there is a way of projection of time, which you can see in years and relating it to the destiny with the time and space, then you can predict in time the creation and death. Here, it's just in experience. Simple token of love into any object, glass of water, food, anything. Take it as a token of love and watch. Do not drop the awareness. This will be the sequence.
Very nice. I don't see it in any other philosophical teachings, this kind of division. I mean, even the modern science, they are creating some knowledge, but they don't understand how this knowledge will die.
See, like if you want to see, everything is obvious. The day this earth was created, same day it was created when the earth will die. The age is created already. You can calculate, and there is a diagram. There is a particular equation between each dimensions relating to each other. The intensity of time and the space together. You need to study relativity and find the equation. This is not our job. You know, our job is to eat kheer and be enlightened, not finding mathematical formula. Our job is to live life. But yes, if you apply this theory of food, you can create a very nice theory is there. It can explain all your act. Which dimension, it in which dimension, what object went to this dimension, when it will create, but it will come back to it. And you can see the shuffling of one dimension to another and keep on calculating. This time is already done. You can predict the future of the earth on any recent GPS location, what will happen. Go more into it. 12 divisions, keep on dividing, learning. In division of 12, also you can divide more. Then you can go for astronomy. Then you can come for astrology. Then you can predict which kind of tree will be in front of you. At the exact time, yeah, you keep on dividing. And if you want to influence, reshuffle, change it. This dimension, I will live first this dimension, later at the time of death. Shuffle it. So you can play. This is the most interesting and very dangerous. That's why death making you afraid that before you approach, think about it. Are you ready to die? In love, touch. Otherwise, don't.
But in life, the actual death is a yam kali, and then it will be, it will be some rituals to finish till smashan in India.
It's so a ritual, but mostly like 99% of the population is on the second phase, Rakta Kali.
But then they will die in yam kali, in fourth stage, and then the body will be born in the smashan.
Yeah, but recycle coming back. You are being born. You can understand Indian concept or Indian any spiritual mysticism. You need to accept its rebirthing theory.
Today I was discussing with some old man why the some religions keep the bones or keep even the body of some person and keep it as long as possible, not destroying it, or the bones they became like a saint object, so they attach soul to this physical body even after death.
Even a person, not yes, but yes, if somebody has attained moksha or enlightenment or this, he has changed his genetic codes. Because in a way, he has got a terminated code. Your genes are terminating, not coming. So he had a very strange code, and to preserve it this way, you should not be burned. You should be kept alive in a tomb. So in India, when as a yogi, not a householder, as a yogi who has worked a lot whole life and changed this, his body is preserved. It's not cremated, not burned. You keep it so that you can find a relation in the vibration with this person in another world. But it's not no point if we start keeping all the bodies, so 99% of people we will fill with. So only rarely someone, if you think that yes, its mutation has taken place, the person has meditated, you should keep it.
Yeah. So it's but it's mainly about the rituals. I mean, it's I don't have any. But it has some spiritual sense.
Connection, no, like here you go in samadhi, you keep something which keeps on connecting you even person is dead, because more advanced you will go in the process, rebirthing will go more time delay. If you're dying between 1 to 4, you are taking rebirth between 1 to 3 days, or maximum 13 days, or 12 days. But if you're dying on Bhadrakali state, means you have to wait thousands of years to be born.
Yes, and the last stage you will never be back.
Never be back. Yeah, so this time span of visiting keeps on increasing, more you go deeper and deeper.
Never be back in this reality. In other dimension, maybe
Who cares?
yes.
Other dimension, look, one is the food. If you go to the food system, here you are like in a university, you become, I'm a boss, I'm a Buddha, I'm enlightened, I know everything. The moment you sublimate, go to another university, it looks like you are in ABC, you don't know at all.
Right.
It's just you enter an elementary KG school or nursery and preparing for another dimension of knowledge. But from here, yes, you are a boss. Great.
So it's never ending.
Yeah, so in Indian concept, you need to understand that life is continuing. Death is happening on this universe, I die. Means I will not come to visit Europe again. That's it. Simple language, you are saying.
Right.
But other you are visiting around and having fun. So who knows, this never stops and it's unending things and the mirage of universe. So it could be, yes, you are enlightened here, you pass the graduate university, you become the topmost of your university, but next admission, you don't know anything.
Right, that makes more sense.
You studied of 5 elements, there you begin with the 6th element and 5 is missing. 5 is missing. You begin the 6th element, which you never ever thought about it. It's there because you become enlightened with this 5. Now you know it. Go for the 6th one, 7th one, or 8th one. Universe is not ending. So if you look at the continuum of life, there exists not any final destination of you. Just you can say, oh, I will not come on this solar system. There are billions like this.
Yes. The science is spending billions of dollars to prove this that there is no ending.
Life never ends. No, it's just transforming. We use the word love. I tell you, this is language of love.
Okay, for me, I understand love as a Shakti. I mean, love as energy, love as a connection. Because love is okay. The opposite of love is not the hate. It's
love is
it's emptiness.
Complete vulnerability. Full vulnerable. You not creating any defense mechanism for whatsoever the information, the truth is coming into you. Is surrendering in love. That's why we cannot understand this if you have not experienced in love. In love, you experienced what? You enjoyed vulnerability. you become vulnerable and allowing it to function. This pravriti marg, I become vulnerable to object, to material, to senses. So vulnerable that it will reach the soul.
Yes, but the opposite of love is emptiness. I mean, like zero energy, zero connection, zero. Uh, it's not the hating, which is some people think it is opposite of love. Love is total energy and total openness, and the opposite is the cut of the connection, cut of the.
Not interested, aloof,
Okay.
not interested. We call udasi, not interested, simply not interested.
Because hate is it's also love, but in opposite direction, opposite moving of energy.
Opposite, if love, you say it attachment. If you see it, attachment and detachment, love and hate in this way, opposite way.
Yes, yeah. Okay, thank you.
I tried my best. I have many other ideas. Then finally, 7 days thinking. I said, Buddha will save me. Buddha will save me. Bring him into the scene. Let him eat, and through this we will understand. And easy
Yes,
and
right, because it's in its essence also the process is complex because you have to apply it to everything, right? Maybe an aspect of life you can go 1 to 12, but some other aspect you get stuck at 2 because you're stubborn and
globally we are stuck on 2.
right, we're stuck on 2. You see that, you know.
Go inside, it's coming outside.
And it's funny because it's like we're trying to force each other's into like each other's.
Nobody wants to understand each other.
Right. And we're forcing each other's into people into each other's mouth, like eat me, so you understand me.
Jesus
And
used to say, no? Jesus say, eat me.
Right, yeah.
Eat me.
Right.
So then we will understand. Say cannibal. No, Osho. Jesus, so violent. Eat me. Cannibalism. Literally, it will be cannibalism. So this here, the reflection of this essential wisdom in shamanism. And we have nothing to do with it, remember. No? This all shamanism rituals is nothing to do with the essential pure knowledge if you want to possess.
Yes, it totally connection to the other dimension, and each shaman have its own door to its own black hole to go.
To enter, and depending where he is out of 12, on which dimension he is connected, which power, which one is a Shakti, 12 Shaktis, which one is a Shakti, a power, and which one you want, you worship.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, very nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.